A number of APC stalwarts in Talata-Mafra local government decamped to the ruling PDP. Muslims and Christians strengthening relations in Kaduna State. Police in Katsina State killed 5 bandits. On business, Nigeria spent over 60% of revenue on debt servicing in 2019. On sports, Real Madrid lost at home to Manchester City. And on the international scene, Putin reveals plan to use body double to make public appearance. Hello viewers, welcome to Standard Voice Television News. I am Musa Joy Onyoza. Now the news in full. A number of stalwarts of the All Progressives Congress APC in Talata-Mafra local government area have decamped to the ruling People's Democratic Party PDP in Zamfara State. Speaking at the occasion, the leader of the decampees, Alhaji Sha'aya Shehu Mafara, explained that they dumped the APC in view of the efforts put in place by the administration of Governor Bello Matawalle Maradu, which heralded peaceful coexistence in the state. Receiving the decampees, the state chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Alhaji Ibrahim Malaha, said the party is always ready to welcome people to come to its folds. In his speech, the state executive governor, Dr. Bello Matawalle Maradu, Braden Hausa, commended the decampees for their wise decision to join the ruling party. Governor Bello Matawalle said the move could further strengthen the government's effort to bring peace and economic stability to the state.
Mutane za su yi mamaki ‘yan mawara na canza shekara suna da wafi, amma wani ba su sani bane suke mamaki. Tafiyar mu wurin tafiya wadace.
A large number of Muslims in Kaduna stormed Pastor Yahona Buru house with the aim of joining their Christian counterparts to break the Lent fast in a bid to strengthen peaceful coexistence, religious tolerance, and better understanding among the different faith-based organizations. Speaking at the organized event, Pastor Yohana Buru, the General Overseer of Christ Evangelical Intercessory and Life Intervention Ministry, Sabon Tesha, Kaduna State, said it was aimed at promoting peace building, interreligious dialogue, and understanding among the multi-religious organizations. Pastor Buru reiterated the need for religious harmony in the state in order to foster peace and economic status of the state. He thanked Muslims for honoring the invitation to break fast together and called on the media to always strive harder to promote peace-related causes within and outside the state. He said this will facilitate that the effort of good people and government could be appreciated. He explained that interreligious dialogue is gaining momentum and importance at both national and international levels, adding that interreligious dialogue is perhaps more important in Nigeria than anywhere else. He said this is because Nigeria is the most populous country in the African continent, and it is moreover a pluralistic and multi-religious society which is mainly dominated by Islam and Christianity. The Katsina State Police Command has killed 5 bandits during a shootout encounter with them at Mararabar Kankara in Kankara Council area of the state. Displaying bodies of the suspected bandits at the command's headquarters, Commissioner of Police CP Sanusi Bubar said the bandits have been terrorizing Malufashi, Faskari, Dandume, Bakori, Kankara, and Sabua Council areas. He added that the bandits extended their criminal activities to neighboring Zamfara and Kano State before they met their Waterloo. The commissioner said Nemesis caught up with the bandits when they were accosted along Mararaba Kankara Road on their way to kidnap and rob at a location in Gwazo Council area of Kano State. He said 3 AK-47 rifles with 4 magazines loaded with 94 pieces of 7.62 mm ammunition were recovered in their possession. He added that 2 additional AK-47 rifles hidden at Maraba, Megoro were recovered, saying the police team that went to recover the rifles came under the bandits' heavy gunfire. CP Buba said the police responded and repelled their attack, leading to the killing of 5 suspects whose bodies were displayed. Kano Council of Ulamas has challenged the decision of the state government on banning of street begging, insisting such policy should not emanate through mere pronouncement. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje on Wednesday declared street begging illegal and ordered arrest of any child beggar in the state. The governor, who spoke while unveiling basic education distribution services as part of integrated policy of free education for Almajiri, also threatened to charge parents or such child beggars to court. Addressing journalists in Kano, chairman of the council, Sheikh Ibrahim Khalil, who challenged Ganduja's policy, insisted the government lacks the political will to enforce the plan. Sheikh Khalid explained that empirical evidence on banning of street begging has clearly shown lack of sincerity of purpose, adding that Ganduja's pronouncement will no less amount to a waste of time and resources. The Islamic scholar had challenged the state government to rather address the major cause of child beggar in Kano State instead of imposing policy that may not stand the test of time. Sheikh Kalihu alleged that Kano State government was rather in rush to take action on Almajiris to appease international donors of monetary gains, insisted the government is yet to take the right step. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ingija, says the economic recession which Nigeria experienced in 2008 is responsible for the rising rate of youth unemployment. He noted that although the Empower program has recorded some success, the federal government is yet to achieve its target of reducing unemployment in Nigeria. Mr. Ingije disclosed this on Tuesday during the 6th Africa Social Partners Summit, hosted by the Nigerian Employers Consultative Association, NECA, in Lagos. The minister said the federal government used this Empower scheme and drastically reduced youth unemployment, but they have not gotten their target because most African governments, Nigeria inclusive, have some bad effect of the recession that started since 2008. The minister said Nigeria is a country that is dependent on oil revenue, pointing out that it was of late that the government of President Muhammadu Buhari started a diversification program by which they now have other things to export. Also at the event, the International Labour Organization and its social partners offered an insight into how African countries can reduce rising unemployment rate, especially among the youth population. The Director General of the NECA, Timothy Olawole, warned that Africa could be sitting on a time bomb unless drastic measures were taken to address increased youth unemployment in the continent. He believes that industries will thrive if the political space allows for job creation by putting in place policies that will be favorable for employers. President Muhammadu Buhari has inaugurated Ahmed Kadi Amshi and 11 others as chairman and commissioners of the National Assembly Service Commission. Engineer Amshi and 11 commissioners took their oath of office at the State House Council Chamber in Abuja, which was presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. The commissioners are Alhaji Babagana Modu, Senator Abubakar, Mr. Hakim Akomo, Mr. Moturayo Akintude, Mr. Francis, Mr. Basi Olusegun Etuk, Mr. Alhaji Sani Said Kazauri, Senator Julius Ali Ucha, Mr. Awalu Aliu Ohindasi, and Alhaji Mazu Ishao. The ceremony was witnessed by the Vice President Professor Yemi Osibanjo, the Senate President Ahmed Lawan, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Bajabiamila. President Buhari had in December 2019 forwarded the names of the chairman, Ahmed Kadi Amshi, and 11 commissioners to the National Assembly for confirmation. The National Assembly Service Commission is saddled with the responsibility of managing the workforce of the National Assembly. After weeks of a reported rivalry between the Chief of Staff to the President, Abba Kyari, and the National Security Advisor Major General Babagana Mungono retired, they met yesterday for the first time. Kyari and Mungono were in the presidential villa Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, to witness the inauguration of a 12-member National Assembly Service Commission by President Muhammadu Buhari. For weeks, the duo has been at dagger's draw, with the NSA accusing the COS of undue interference in matters bordering on national security, a role which is originally within the purview of Mungono's office, among other scathing allegations. In a memo, the NSA had warned the president's all-powerful chief of staff against meddling in security affairs in the presidency. He also warned the nation's service chiefs to stop taking orders from Kyari, a civilian, and to be wary of his interferences. The memo addressed to the service chiefs and copied the president and ministers for foreign affairs, defense, interior, police affairs, and Kyari himself was dated December 9, 2019. The two top officials have not met since the leaked memo penultimated Monday trended, while the presidency and the SOS maintain a deafening silence. But their meeting in Aso Rock yesterday was inevitable. Neither of the two could avoid it, and it did not happen without a mild drama. Forced to arrive at the avenue of the NASC event, Kyari proceeded straight to his allotted chair in between the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and the Head of Service of the Federation, with the NSA sitting next. Mungono sat 2 chairs away from Kyari, who was seen engaging in a discussion with the SGF. However, before the commencement of the scheduled ceremony, Kyari momentarily broke his chart and beckoned on the NSA to return to his originally allotted seat, but General Mungono looked away. Eventually, Mungono returned to his original seat after a second pause and another subtle plea by the COS. Both did not speak to each other. The melodrama took place shortly before the commencement of the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. We'll be right back after the short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back on Business. Jemima Samuel has more detail.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Thank you and welcome to Business Desk. The nation's debt service to revenue ratio is over 60%. Nigeria spends more than 60% of its revenue on servicing debt. This far outstrips the World Bank's benchmark that debt service to revenue ratio should not exceed 22.5%. The latest statistics from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation puts Nigeria's debt servicing figure for 2019 at 2.11 trillion naira. Domestic debt accounted for 1.66 trillion naira of this, while foreign exposure constituted 448.66 billion naira. The year before, debt servicing consumed 2.2 trillion naira compared to 1.68 trillion government spent on infrastructures. According to budget, the same year 2018, where Nigeria's debt service to revenue ratio was 61.4%, South Africa's was 13.7%, Kenya was 34.8%, and Ghana's was 44.2%, while Egypt was 54.5%. Nigeria's fiscal performance has been largely abysmal since 2015, with government recording 45%, that is 3 trillion naira shortfall in its 7.2 trillion revenue projection for 2018. As of May 2019, revenue shortfall had hit 51.9%. Government deficit has widened dramatically with the passage of time, with a shortfall of 2.8 trillion naira proposed for 2020. According to PricewaterhouseCoopers, a debt service sum of 2.5 trillion naira is planned for this year. And the prognosis for this year is gloomier in the light of reverberation of two far-reaching emergencies that have befallen the global oil market less than 2 months into this year. Budget implementation is severely threatened this year given that oil, which supplies 90% of export earning, has lately recorded an unhindered crash in price for days on end. Nigeria's biggest economic problem is its escalating public debt. As of third quarter last year, Nigeria's debt burden had skyrocketed to 26.215 trillion naira, the debt office said. The ambition to borrow a further 23 billion naira from a consortium of lenders is rigorously pursued by the government. According to International Monetary Fund, debt could soar to as high as 36% of the gross domestic product by 2024, and interest payments to 74% of revenue should government fail to deploy sweeping revenue reforms. And that's what we have on Business Desk today. I am Jemima Samuel.
On sports, Sufyan Abubakar has more detail.
Hello viewers, welcome to Standard Voice Television Sports Room. My name is Svtv Abubakar, and as usual I bring the sports updates. Manchester City produced a stunning late fight back as goals from Gabriel Jesus and Kevin De Bruyne secured a memorable 2-1 win at Real Madrid to take control of their Champions League round of 16 tie. After a cagey first half, the hosts capitalized on a defensive mix-up between Rodri and Nicolas Otamendi to take the lead as the impressive Vinicius Junior raced towards goal before neatly squaring for Isco to slot home. Sergio Ramos shot over as Real Madrid looked to double their advantage, but City equalized 12 minutes before time when Jesus nailed it in from close range. It was the least City deserved what had been an impressive away performance by Pep Guardiola's side, and things got even better 7 minutes from time when substitute Raheem Sterling was brought down inside the box by Dani Carvajal, and Kevin De Bruyne stepped home to confidently convert from the spot. It got even worse for Real Madrid when they were reduced to 10 men with 5 minutes remaining as Sergio Ramos brought down Jesus as he ran through on goal and the defender was shown a straight red card. It was the first time City had beaten Real Madrid in the Champions League and means they are now in driving seat before the second leg tie at the Etihad on Tuesday, 17th of March. And in the other Champions League match played on the same day, Lyon produced a spirited display to take surprise lead after the first leg of Champions League round of 16 tie with Juventus. Lucas Tossard scored the only goal in the first half as the hosts claimed their first victory over the Italian giants. Juventus started confidently but failed to create any clear-cut chances before Tossard converted Houssem Aouar's cross from close range to hand the Ligue 1 side the lead. The visitors continued to have more possession, but they struggled to penetrate the resolute Lyon defense, failing to register a single shot on target. With the clock ticking down, Juve ramped up pressure, but Paulo Dybala's late strike was ruled out for offside. The second leg will take place on the same day at the Allianz Stadium on 17th March this year. And that's all we have on sports today. Back to the newsroom.
And on the international scene,
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday revealed that there was a secret plan to use a body double to make public appearances for him, while insisting he vectored it that he is the real Putin. Putin's comments show that a conspiracy theory widespread on the internet that a Russian strongman has been impersonated over the years or even replaced by a look-alike is not entirely without basis. TASS state news agency showed Putin a list of popular Russian-language internet searches, including Putin double proof. He said he has never had a double bet. When asked if the idea had ever been discussed, he confirmed it had. Putin, as prime minister and then president, oversaw the second war against separatists in Chechnya from 1999 to 2000. After Russian armed forces claimed victory, Islamic insurgent attacks became frequent in the North Caucasus, while suicide bombers targeted Russia's main cities. In 2015, Putin disappeared from public view for 10 days. unleashing a frenzy of speculation that he had once again become a father, been deposed in a palace coup, fallen ill, had cosmetic surgery, or even died. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. A number of APC stalwarts in Talatamafra local government area decamped to the ruling PDP. Muslims and Christians strengthen relation in Kaduna State. Police in Kaduna State killed 5 bandits. On business, Nigeria spent over 60% of revenue on debt servicing in 2019. On sports, Real Madrid lost at home to Manchester City. And on the international scene, Putin reveals plan to use body double to make public appearance. That's the news on behalf of the production crew and the head of News and Current Affairs Department, Alhaji Ibrahim Garobatinau. I still remain Musa Joy Onyoga. Stay tuned.